By the way, I don't really know why I'm half voice acting in this fanfiction, though I think it might have had something to do with the fact that I read this right after My Life in Dreamland.
I kinda wanted to do Revive 9 here. Today marks the first day of probably what's going to be a week of... Oh, wait a minute. All the windows closed? Looks like. The first week of... first day of the probably week of not having the pipes. The sewage pipes. And any other water. This is the time when you really, where adult diapers is a really good idea. So, to celebrate my inability to use water and the fact that I thought of adult diapers, I'm going to read this. This is a fanfiction named from fanfiction.net. Yeah, I think this might have been the first time. No, it's the second time. Alright. The Strange Lucky Star fanfiction, which is strange. Wow, I failed miserably at saying that. Alright, anyways, might as well just start with this. Fanfiction name, The World of Dreams. Author by Shanatan2131. Alright. The description is Kagami. I don't know. If I fail miserably at pronunciation, you can eat a tuna butter sandwich. Tuna butter sandwich, yes! Okay, Kagami wakes up in a strange room where one strange thing happens after another. Warning, story contains ABDL content. Diapers. Afterwards. It's 8 chapters long. Fanfiction is rated T. It is in English. It is adventure and friendship. Kagami and Konata. It's got 25 reviews. 42,000 words. Why the fuck am I reading this? It was updated to 2012, so it's published the 10th, meaning I never got to see what its original whatever fuck. Whoops. And we're gonna read this dark, cause I love white text on black background. Oh shit! I just hit the username. No, I don't want to see your stupid username. Okay. So this is a fetish fanfiction, again. And I guess this will be my first time with warnings. If you do not...
Warning! This fanfiction contains infantilism. If you are creeped out by this fetish, please leave now before I eat your face!
Alright. Chapter 1. The first thing Kagami Hiragi realized when she woke up that morning... Oh, by the way, I don't know a whole lot about Lucky Star. I read the second volume, so... and saw some clips from the anime. Woke up that morning was that she was not in her room. When she first opened her eyes, she was blinded by a bright white light. When she blinked a few times and shook off the blurriness, she realized that something was not right. The bed she was sleeping in had wooden bars around it. She looked around and saw that she was in a large room with soft pink-colored walls. The pictures of smiling diapered teddy bears painting on it. She looked over to her right and saw what looked to be an oversized high chair. Right next to it, she saw a table with leather padding. On top and under it, some cabinets that was close at the moment. In the corner of the room, she saw a chest with many stuffed animals. So many that they all could not fit inside the chest. So some of them were neatly placed on the side of the chest on the purple, fluffy carpet. Lastly, she looked in a mirror that was next to the bed she was lying in, and was shocked at her appearance. Her hands were covered with purple mittens that pressed her fingers together inside to prevent her from gripping things. Next, she saw she was wearing a pink shirt with a picture of a plush kitty wearing a white dress printed on the front. Why not just a Hello Kitty? Sorry, I'm fucking with my thing, because... my thing, oops. My microphone, because it's all bent. Well, it's not bent, but it's flobbling around because it had to be taped back into place. Front. Kagami began to panic now because she did not She did not any idea where she was, and why she was dressed in a shirt and her sister would probably wear. In a shirt that her sister would probably wear. She kicked her legs violently, trying to throw back the covers that covered the lower half of her body, and felt something soft. Damn it! Some soft and padded material around her waist that made a crinkling sound every time she moved her legs. Kagami kicked the covers completely off her body and found the horror of a diaper that was wrapped around her waist. Now really afraid, Kagami stood, attempting to hop over the bars surrounding her, but the pink baby booties covering her feet gave her a tickling sensation that felt like feathers tickling her toes. She jumped back and fell on the padded room. Kagami tried to test the booties out by pressing her foot down and putting some weight on them. Soon enough, she felt that the tickling sensation and lifted up her foot to stop the tickling. Now she could do nothing but cry for help. Kagami tried to scream, but her sounds were muffled by the thing that was in her mouth. She tried to spit it out, but realized it was stuck tight and would not come out. Judging by what all she was wearing, Kagami had no problems guessing that she had a pacifier in her mouth. Just then a door magically appeared out of thin air. A tall woman wearing a maid's uniform walked into the room. She had long blue hair that went down to her legs. Holy shit. She had eyes closed, but had a cat-like grin in the front of her face. Kagami was shocked but enraged at the same time as she noticed that person. Wait, what the? Konata! Kagami tried to yell through the pacifier, but ended up sounding like ranting from a crazy person. Konata, what the hell is all this? Why am I dressed this way? Where the hell am I? Kagami kept ranting through the pacifier, but cannot be understood by anyone. Konata finally turned her attention toward Kagami, who had steam of rage seeping from the top of her head. Oh my, is the baby awake now? She spoke kindly in an England accent, walking toward the crib. What? Why did Japan, British? Okay. I know Sailor Moon tried to do it, but they butchered English, so no. Anyways. Why are you speaking that way? And get me out of here now, Kagami yelled, but her sounds were still being muffled. She began pounding the bars with her mitten-covered hands. Now, there's no need to... No. Oh, wow, that's really fucked up. Excuse me, I'm trying to get a British accent. Here we go. Oh, no, that's not... Yeah, now. Now. There's no need to be so cranky so early in the morning, sweetie. I'll get... Oh, God, no. I'll leave. As soon as I check that... Shut up. Of yours. Yeah, the word diaper. No! Wait, what? Are you going to check your diaper? Kagami asked herself, blushing, looking down at the fluff that was between her legs. No way, you're not doing that. Instead of walked on her knees, trying to move out of Konata's reach, but suddenly found that she could not move her body. That's a good baby, I said. I said I needed to check your diaper, so why are you trying to get away from me? Konata asked in a devilish tone. Sit, girl, Konata said. Suddenly the pacifier in Kagami's mouth began glowing a bright pink color, and then forth down, planting her face and... Really? Okay, I know it's pretty freaking stupid. But, oh wait, never mind. It can be really just nailed easily without me actually saying I watched it. Kagami laid with her face in the sheets for a few seconds, stunned at what just happened. Did she just use the sit command that Kagami gives to Inuyasha? Kagami asked herself. She felt herself being rolled over on her back, 2 fingers stuck up her diaper. Kagami jumped and began to wiggle around until Konata took her finger out from under Kagami's diaper. Apparently that's a thing. That's a real thing. Majig. Anyways, still dry, Konata said in a disappointed tone. Kagami began cursing Konata through the pacifier, letting out more ranting she could not understand. There, it's okay, Konata said in a reassuring way, patting in front of Kagami's diaper, making a loud crinkling sound. She then let her hand drift up to Kagami's tummy and moved her finger back and forth. Coochie coo. Kagami reacted to the sensation and began squirming around the crib, giggling through the pacifier in her mouth. Oh, look at that, Kagami. She looks so cute when she's laughing, isn't she? Why does it sound all backwards? Konata teased. Kagami now had tears in her eyes. She tried to slap away Konata's hands, but doing so had very little effect, thanks to the mittens covering her hands. Coochie coo. My, we have a ticklish baby here. I feel like a pedophile. Konata teased some. Kagami kept swimming until she felt some warm liquid trickling down her buttocks. Kanata saw the growing wet spot in Kagami's diaper and kept tickling her until it covered the entire front part of Kagami's diaper and halfway through the back. When she thought Kagami was finished wetting her diaper, Konata stopped tickling her, letting her catch her breath. "Wow, you must have really had to go," Konata said, rubbing the front of Kagami's diaper. "That's a good girl, wetting her diaper like a good baby should." Kagami was in full shock that she had a wet diaper on, and in front of Konata, of all people, that was the worst. She had two sets of emotions running through her. First, she wanted to die from embarrassment. Second, she wanted to kill that taller version of Kanata for all what she'd done for her. "Wait until I get my hand on you, Kanata. I'm going to." Kagami stopped, and when Kanata reached out, Kanata grabbed Kagami under her armpits and drug her out of the crib. To Kagami's surprise, Kanata was able to lift her up and carry her across the room. Without realizing it, Kagami had wrapped her legs around Kanata's waist while Kanata was supporting her with her arms around Kagami's diapered bottom. What? I hate your sentences. Arg! I just read the friggin' yerg. Now let's get that diaper changed, sweetie, so you can get some nice yum-yums in your tummy, okay? I want to eat the microphone now. Konata said nicely as she walked Kagami over the leather-padded table and later Okay, leather? Okay, are there actual leather changing tables? Give me a second. Oh, fuck. For a second there, I thought there was like a BDSM thing going on, where it's like, oh, I got leather. Where was I? Kanata said nicely as she walked Kagami over to the leather-padded table and laid her down flat on it. Kagami turned her head and saw Kanata bend over. She picked her head under the table and saw that Kanata had opened the cabinet. Inside the cabinet was a stack of oversized babyish-looking diapers like the one she had on. It was just only on the top shelf. The items on the bottom shelf were lined up bottles of baby lotion, baby powder, baby wipes, right next to them. She saw a sealed plastic container filled with different girly-themed pacifiers, and the same with baby bottles. Konata grabbed a diaper and each of the already opened bottles of lotion and powder and placed them on the table next to Kagami. Kagami had already put in her head that having diaper change was not going to happen, so she froze and decided to sneak away. But Konata was already predicted this and knew the cabinet was up, and now was looking back to see the diaper girl crawling away. Konata used the Inuyasha sit command again to ground her. Nurse really stopped being uncooperative, or I think a punishment may be in order. Konata spoke sternly. Kagami flinched to those words. Who the hell is this lady? She is not the Konata I know. She may look like Konata, but she is way too tall for her. But something does seem familiar about the way this lady talks and her manners also. But I can't put my finger on it. Kagami's concentration broke when she heard a ripping sound. It was the taller Konata ripping off the tapes to her diaper. Grabbing some wipes, she wiped Kagami's diaper area clean and threw the dirty wipes inside the wet diaper and rolled it up and threw it in the trash can next to her. Next, Konata grabbed the diaper and completely unfolded it and slid under Kagami's bottom. She grabbed the lotion and rubbed it in the palm of her hands to warm it up, first using her body heat before rubbing on Kagami's privates. It's privates! I'm not joking. It's privates. Yes, privates. Alright. Kagami began to squirm around, not liking the feeling of her wet lotion toughing her sensitive area. She began making muah sounds through her pacifier, and Kanata took her hands away after she was finished with the lotion. "Aw, I see we didn't like that, did we?" Kanata said in a motherly tone, rubbing the top of Kagami's tummy. We don't ever have to the lotion again when I have to change you next time, okay? So how about I use some else on you to make you feel better?" What the fuck did I just read? Konata grabbed the bottle of baby powder and unscrewed the top. Kagami threw her mitten-covered hands in the air, waving them from side to side, and shook her head violently. "What's wrong? You don't want to use any powder on you? Want me to use any powder on you?" Kagami then nodded, answering the question. "Well, I'm sorry, sweetie, but my rule is every diaper bottom must have powder sprinkled on it to prevent a diaper rash." Despite Kagami's reluctance, Konata sprinkled the powder in front of her back, and smell of baby powder did relax Kagami a bit and made her less apprehensive, allowing Konata to tape up the diaper without any more struggles. Kagami afterward glared at Konata through the pacifier and began thinking really brutal thoughts of torture towards the other Konata. "Mmph." Kagami pointed at the pacifier in her mouth. "Mmph, mmph. Get this thing out of my mouth." Kagami ranted through the pacifier. "Oh yes, the pacifier. You very well as you can't eat with that still in your mouth." But please be warned, if you make a ruckus or say anything naughty, the pacifier will go back in your mouth, tasting like soap. Understand? She warned, plucking the pacifier from Kagami's mouth with ease and let it hang from her shirt using a pink ribbon. Kagami was relieved to have a pacifier out of her mouth, was able to breathe through her mouth instead of her nose. Okay, how big was that pacifier? Jesus. Okay, now you mind telling me what's going on here, and why am I being treated like a... Kagami was interrupted by another rubbery item and placed into her mouth. Kagami saw a rubbery thing in her mouth and was connected to a hard plastic round item that was filled with white liquid. It was a baby bottle, several times larger than your average baby bottle, and was filled with milk. Kagami moved her head around, began kicking, tried to get it out, but Konata pressed it against her lips. By pressing the bottle against Kagami's lips, Konata lifted her up again, cradling the girl in her arms, and walked over to a rocking chair that appeared out of nowhere. Konata sat down and shifted Kagami into a comfortable position on her lap and looked down at the girl. You probably have lots of questions to ask, but please save them until you finish your bottle and have eaten a nice breakfast. Kagami nodded and began sucking the nipple of the bottle, letting the nice cool milk slash on her tongue and down her throat. After 10 minutes, Kagami had finished the bottle. Konata filled the bottle out of Kagami's mouth and shifted her in position over her shoulder and began patting her back. Hey, what are you trying to do, Kagami? Kagami suddenly felt some pressure build up in her chest and then made her way to her throat as a huge loud burp. Kagami thought to herself, this whole scenario, everything that's happening in her now has been seen somewhere before, but couldn't quite place her finger on it. She then lifted up again, keeping quiet like she was asked to, in fear the pacifier stuck back in her mouth again. Having this pacifier stuck back in her mouth again. She was brought over to the high chair, using only one arm to support Kagami. Konata used the other arm to lift the tray to the high chair and set Kagami down on side. Then placed the tray back in front of her and locking her in, tied the bib around her neck. I hope someone's hungry, Konata said, waving her fingers and making a plate of pancakes appear on the tray in front of her. Konata poured syrup and melted butter on the pancakes and cut them up into little bite-sized pieces. Konata took a fork and stuck it through some of the pieces and brought it to Kagami's mouth. Open up for the choo-choo train, Kagami blushed, but did what she was told. After another half hour, Konata was cleaning Kagami's mouth with a damp rag. Kagami had grown tired of all the baby talk and began to resist feeding, so the sticky syrup ended up all over her face and on the bib. Konata soon let Kagami out of the high chair and placed her on the fluffy carpet. Kagami looked up at the tall girl. Okay, will you answer my question now? She asked. Yes, I will, Konata answered back, smiling. I'm guessing that none of this stuff is real, right? Why, of course not, silly baby. Konata playfully poked Kagami's nose. Stop doing that and answer me seriously, Kagami growled. Tell me why I'm here, she demanded. Oh, you're here because you're dreaming. Like you said when you asked the previous question. None of this is real. Okay, so why would I be having a dream like this? Simple. It's because you wanted this dream to happen, so I granted your wish and brought you here after you fell asleep. This world you're in is called the dream realm. What do you mean I wanted this dream? Kagami snapped. Whoever said that I want to be dressed and treated like a baby? Despite you resisting your diaper change, you seemed to enjoy the bottle, and even looked happy when I was feeding you a minuet ago. Yes! Well, that was, Kagami blushed. You don't have to respond, but I already know your secret that you secretly like the ABDL and infantilism theme. That's the same thing. If you didn't, then there's no way I could have brought you here, unless deep down you really wanted this to happen. I think I understand now, Kagami said. This is all completely and utterly retarded. Okay, what she actually said. This room and everything that's happened to me so far, the same thing that happened to me... What the fuck? The same thing happened to this one girl in the first chapter of the manga I read called Magical Baby Girl Kimi. I need a second. Okay, so this doesn't actually exist. Okay, I was just gonna go like, what the fuck? The closest thing is Pretty Sammy. What the fuck? And there's a baby episode. I don't even know what I'm looking at. What am I looking? Oh, wait a minute. Japanese symbols. Symbol. I'm looking for that specific symbol. Come on. You're using the mushroom too. What are you using that mushroom to do? Okay, enough of that shit. It's a thing. And in this world, I'm supposed to be Kimmy, and you're Kimmy's magical maid, aren't you? Bingo! I was starting to think you would never figure it out, Kagami, Konata answered back, but in her normal speaking voice this time. Suddenly, purple smoke engulfed the girl. Once the smoke cleared, Kagami saw that Konata was back to her short and normal self. Dang, looks like my magical timer ran out, she laughed to herself. Kagami was dumbfounded at Konata's sight. She was the real Konata all along. Kagami's snooze snapped and busted into a fit of rage. To Konata, I'm going to kill you, Kagami screamed. She stood up on her feet and ran towards Konata, but this time the kickling magic of the baby booze activated, tickling Kagami's feet. The kickling was too much for Kagami to take and made her lose her balance falling on the ground. But that did not stop her. Kagami was determined to kill Konata and drug herself over to where she was standing. Hey, come on, Kagami. It was all fun game, right? Funny, right? Konata slowly backed away until she bumped into the wall behind her, traveling where nowhere to go. Let's see your magic save you now, Kagami said, and she got closer to a frightened Konata. I can't. My magic timer went out, and I no longer have my magical powers. All the more reason to kill you, Kagami said. Why are you so mad? I did this all for you. What do you mean you did this all for me, she hissed. Well, we both love manga and games. I found myself liking magical baby girl Kimmy, and I'm going to head desk for a second. After I found out you liked it, I didn't go so far as to want to do baby things like you, but I still wanted to share it with you in the sense that we're best friends, and I thought what better for you to share was a role play. You would be Kimmy, and I would be your maid. Konata's words calmed the enraged Kagami down. No way. Konata, you did all this for me? Kagami asked, enlightened. Yeah, but our time's up now. Once our magical timer runs out, I go back to being normal and you can't stay in this world anymore. Okay, tell me then. How in the world did you get such a device that allows you to bring me to this world while I'm sleeping? Hee, that's a secret, Konata said, winking. But wait, I still have more questions to ask, Kagami yelled to Konata, who was slowly fading away. Don't worry, I answer all questions next time, okay? As I talk like Tommy Wiseau. Konata said, completely disappearing. Soon after the world faded out, Kagami, and she woke up in her own room. She looked around the room and saw that everything was back to normal. She wondered if all was really a dream. With only a few hours left before she had to get up to go to school, she lay back down and went back to sleep. Next to her pillow was a pink pacifier. Okay, so this thing looks like it was supposed to end now. How the fuck did it grow into 8 fucking chapters? Wow, this was different. It's nothing new. I am depressed. Literally, I have read every infantilism fanfiction right now. 50% at least. Okay. Well, anyways, on to the next chapter. See if it gets any more interesting. Kai 1 2 3 4 5 9 signing out. Why the fuck did I end it like that? Puh.